Welcome to the Strokeonaut channel. My name's Chris. I had a stroke, and now I love aliens. Let's get into the video. So this new information comes from Somewhere in the Sky's YouTube channel, and it's an interview with Jesse Martel from, I think, 1980. We'll get into a clip right now to explain some more.
To bring you this interview this week with the one and only David Marler, the preeminent triangular UFO researcher and the curator, creator, and executive director of the National UFO Historical Records Center. Now, in his time of curating the center, David Marler has been given audio files, audio reels that have never been made public before. So you are going to hear some of those for the very first time ever. You're also going to hear clips from a 45-minute interview that took place between Lee Spiegel and Jesse Martel Sr. And guys, there is stuff in this interview that you've never heard before. Things that will completely change your perception of what happened in Roswell in 1947 and what Jesse Martel Sr. saw and experienced that day when he was the first to arrive on site.
So as you all know, Jesse Martel was the first Air Force officer on site after they were notified that there was some type of crash in his field. And this new testimony kind of throws a monkey wrench into the old, there was a UFO that crashed in the field. So we have another clip. Let's play that now. We'll talk about it on the other side.
This is what happened. I scoured the ground. I looked all over the place to see if I could see any scar on the ground. If something had fallen out of the sky and hit the ground. But that was not an evidence at all. It was obviously something that exploded while in flight and scattered all the fragments on the ground as it traveled.
Okay.
And from the direction of that everything was pointing, it was from the northeast to the southwest. Now I didn't cover the entire area because it's quite an area to cover. We were busy picking up fragments. So that's how it all happened. When we got the carry-all loaded up, I sent the CIC agent back to the base with it, and I stayed there and picked up and filled my car with it. And later on took off. And it was about 8 o'clock at night when I got home with it.
Going back to the original weather balloon story.
Right.
Why? Why do you think they did that?
Well, that's why I couldn't say. I don't know why.
I kind of get the feeling that maybe when the material was brought in, and after the initial analysis, it proved to be so significant that perhaps the people needed more time before they wanted to make a statement.
It's possible.
I'm very...
Well, they've had 33 years to make this statement. They haven't made it so far.
Isn't that interesting? And now command has gone down through several hands.
That's right.
Was there anything about the experience of finding the debris, anything at all that really stands out about all of it, in your mind?
Well, I think the one thing that stands foremost is the fact that with all this debris scattered over such a wide area, nothing actually hit the ground. No solid material hit the ground. I mean, no one object hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
It disintegrated in the air before the particles came down.
Oh, I forgot to ask you, how wide an area was it?
Oh, it was about 200 feet wide, I guess, and probably 3/4 of a mile long.
Uh-huh.
And the one thing that I was questioning about this weather balloon, there's no weather balloon that the Air Force or even the civilian observers had that would cover that great an area. And particularly using the kind of material that nobody could identify. I couldn't identify it. And I know all the materials that was used in weather observation in those days. Now, if they got something else now that I don't know, he said, I hadn't kept up with anything like that since I got out of the service.
Also, you probably knew the basic materials that went into regular aircraft.
Right, definitely. It is not like that at all.
How many people do you figure were involved with the picking up of the pieces and the sending it on to Carswell and then the change from Carswell to Wright-Patterson?
Well, I don't think there were over maybe 5 or 6. They were very close to my command.
I see. Last.
All that information was not disseminated over the base. There are a lot of people on the base never knew anything about it.
Really?
That's right.
So it's no wonder that the public was kept in the dark as well.
So, with this new testimony, assuming that it's real and it's not a deep fake, which I assume they checked it to make sure it's real, there was no crash at Roswell. So, all these stories about a recovered UFO in 1947, according to what we just heard, never happened because he said there was no crash. There was just debris that looks like it exploded in the sky and then debris fell. That's a little bit of an issue, don't you think? Now, in Philip Corso's book, The Day After Roswell, he stated they recovered a crashed UFO and 4 bodies. Now, we just heard in Jesse Martel, sorry, he did not mention one thing about bodies or a crashed UFO. He said it exploded in the sky and there were pieces, and he picked up pieces. He didn't say anything about bodies or a recovered craft. So what do you guys think? Do you think this causes a slight bit of problem in the old Roswell story, or is this much to do about nothing? I don't know. If he said in this new interview that they just found that there was no crash, no bodies, he didn't mention anything, I think we got a little situation here. Now, do you think this interview wasn't released in 1980 because it goes against the general Roswell theme? Because why wouldn't it have been released in the 80s? Because he clearly said there was no crash. So that's a little suspect, I believe. So something fishy's going on here. Put a comment below if you think something's fishy. Or maybe there's nothing going on here, but it seems to cause a little problem here in the whole Roswell situation. I don't see a lot of people talking about it. This was on that podcast, and it also was on Fetid. He did a breakdown of it too, so I'm going to put links to both those in the comments below so you can watch them and watch the full video from the other one because it's very fascinating. So I'll put the links below so you guys can click and watch all that fun stuff because they were 2 great videos. So do you think this is game-changing information, or it's just going to fall by the wayside and no one's going to pay attention to it? I don't know. I think it can go either way, but if he's saying there was no crash, I don't know, man. I think it's going to cause a little bit of an issue because no crash, no retrieved UFO, no bodies. Isn't that been the going thing now for 30, 40 years? That's where they got a UFO. That's where they reverse engineer it. Just like when Philip Corso's book, he said that's what we got all the stuff from. But Jesse says there was no crash, and what are all these stories about? Please like and subscribe if you liked my analysis of this information. And if you didn't, put a comment in, say, dude, you had a stroke. Your comments make no sense. Or say that you did like it. Either way, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now.